This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good afternoon, or nearly evening. Welcome back to Field 4 at the Regional Athletic Complex, also known as the RAC in Lacey, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament with the third round consolation bracket between the North Mason Bulldogs and the Fife Trojans. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for being here and scrambling around to get the lineups from both teams. This is a loser-out game, as both teams won one and lost one yesterday. North Mason beat Washington 16-0 in 5 innings in the first round, but was shut out by Port Angeles 6-0 in the second round. The Bulldogs now have a 13-9 record, 1-1 in this tournament. Fife had a slug-out with Squim in the first round, winning 17-14. But then lost to North Kitsap 14-2 in the second round. The Trojans are now 15-8, also 1-1 in the tournament. Winner of this game plays the loser in the semifinal between Olympic and Franklin Pierce, and that game will be followed. This one about 7:15. I'd say coming up, Jerry's got the lineups and batting orders, and of course we have the first pitch. We don't know if we'll have time for any of that, but we'll get to it. It's round 3 of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament. The North Mason Bulldogs and the Fife Trojans on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call, or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a down line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at the RAC in Lacey, getting ready for a consolation bracket third round game between the Fife Trojans and the North Mason Bulldogs. Again, this is Diedrich Allen. The guy over there is Jerry Apple. And Jerry, you have the lineups, the batting orders, and all that good stuff for us.
I do, and I'm going to start off with the visitors, the North Mason Bulldogs under Steve Valley, the coach. Leading off will be number 3, the left fielder, Kennedy Carson. Batting second will be the shortstop, number 8, Taylor Madison. Batting third will be number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison. Batting cleanup, number 16, the catcher, Cheyenne Emily. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham. Batting sixth, playing third, number 13, Adriana Crowley. Batting seventh, playing second, Madeline Smith. The pitcher tonight, batting eighth, number 1, Addison Roy. And batting ninth will be the right fielder, Charlie Brown. So that's your starters for North Mason. For Fife Trojans playing center field. Number 2 leading off will be Ashlyn
Monroe, actually.
Monroe. Yeah, Ashlyn Monroe.
Well, Jerry, we're just going to have to
I think we're
put
going to
a
have
pin
to
on
wait.
that and come
We'll
back
get it.
to
We'll
it
get it
eventually as Kennedy Carson's ready to come
Step
up
in.
to bat.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jerry.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry. Whatever you got. Whatever you can do.
Okay, I'm going to open up that.
Oh, it's all right. We'll just
I'll
go
get it.
Kennedy Carson will step in. We're a little disorganized. That's all right. And here's first pitch to her outside for ball 1.
Go with the last game.
Yeah, go with the last game. I got it right here. Against PA, she was 1 for 3.
Okay.
All right. I think. Yeah, there we go. Your next pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to Kennedy Carson. Sorry, I haven't gotten everything ready to get the graphics going yet. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we usually have more lead time, everybody.
We barely got set up here. 1-1 is the count to the leadoff batter for North Mason, Kennedy Carson. Here's the next pitch on the way outside. Just missed. Ball 2, 2-1. Is count. The scoreboard's off, Jerry, for some reason.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was on the score sheet, one of these, and I don't have that.
Oh, I have the information right here, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pitch on the way, and a swing and a foul ball out of play. Makes it 2-2. To Kennedy Carson leading things off for the Bulldogs here. And this ball game. Bulldogs wearing the white jerseys. With the blue pants, Fife Trojans all in black. Some white sleeves. Pitch on the outside, still missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's the full count. Trying to figure out how to turn on the scoreboard somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was
At
looking
least
over
they
here.
had part of it going last game, but
I
didn't
think
have
they
the
might have
strikes or
reset it
balls.
somehow. They don't have anything going here.
Not now. No.
We have 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kennedy Carson, leadoff batter for North Mason. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that's out number 1 for North Mason.
And now up is your shortstop, number 8, Taylor Madison. And Taylor just plays a great shortstop defensively.
Yeah, against Port Angeles, she was 1 for 3. Against Washington, though, she was 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs, a walk, 3 runs scored. She'll step in for her first at-bat in this ball game.
I do have the Washington game.
I got it right here, Jerry. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thanks.
Here's first pitch to Taylor Madison. Ground ball, chopper over to third base, glove there. Throw to first in time to get Taylor. And 2 down now for North Mason.
And now up your third hitter for North Mason, number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison.
Jenna's had a pretty decent tournament in 2 games. She was 2 for 3 with a double against Port Angeles. She was 3 for 4 with a double, a triple, and a home run, 4 RBIs, and scored 3 runs against Washington
And plays
yesterday.
very well in the outfield defensively.
Yes, she does. So 2 out, nobody on for North Mason here. Top of the first inning. First pitch in there for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. For Jenna Markison. She'll step back in.
And Jenna, of course, is a senior.
She'll step out. We haven't talked about the pitcher for Fife. This is number 14, and that is Mallory Giving. Pitch in there for ball 2. 2-0 is the count. And Mallory, she pitched against Squim, went to 3 2/3 innings, 7 runs, 5 earned, 9 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and faced 23 batters in that slugfest. There's a swing and a foul back over Jerry's
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by
Oh, no. What's going on
Hood
here?
Canal
Sorry,
Communications,
folks, we've got
committed to
some issues
providing
here.
quality services that
All right, are we there? Yeah, okay, sorry. We'll get everything back on here properly. I don't know what happened. It's maybe that hit on the fence kind of knocked my camera a little loose. Here is the 2-1. Strike 2 called. So 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the first, 2 out, nobody on. Jenna Markison at bat. She'll step back in. Wait for the 2-2. There's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jenna Markison. So step back in, 2 out, nobody on again for the Bulldogs. Top of the first inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Full count. And there's a 2-out walk for Jenna Markison. She'll head over to first base. So 1 on, 2 out.
And now up is your cleanup hitter, the catcher, number 16, Cheyenne Imlay.
Actually, it's that's Sydney Imlay, right? 16 is Sydney, Jerry.
Is it Sydney?
It is. Yeah, that's.
I'll
I'll double check the.
I think
officials.
it probably is.
First pitch to Imlay is strike, throw to first.
Yeah, if she was a cleanup hitter, then it'd be Sydney. Well,
It is Sydney. 16.
Is it Sydney?
It's Sydney. I have it on my sheet wrong.
Thank you.
It's that S thing going on.
Sydney Imlay.
Yeah. Pitch on the way. Runner goes. Throw to second, and Markison gets up. The ball rolls into right field. Markison's going to turn the corner at third, hit in, and she's going to score.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
What base running. Wow. A very, very alert.
So the Bulldogs are on the board as Jenna Markison scores. Stole second, and on that throw that went awry, came around and scored, and North Mason's up 1-0. Pitch on the way outside. Ball 2, 2 balls.
And we could contribute a little bit of that to the third base coach.
Yeah. That would be Steve Valley.
Yeah, Mr. Steve Valley.
So the count's 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's pitch on the way outside, ball 3, 3-1 the count. 1-0. 1 in, 2 out. Bases are empty right now for North Mason. Sydney Imlay is the batter. Here's pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. That's headed out there to center left. It's up against the fence. Sydney heads to second base. It's going to stop right there as it throws in from the outfield. And the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, stand-up double for Sydney Imlay. And now up is your 5th hitter this inning, the first baseman, number 20, Audrey Dunham.
Audrey against Port Angeles was 0 for 3, but against Washington was 2 for 4, batted in a run, and scored a run. And we do have a courtesy runner for Sydney Imlay, as number 2 is Cheyenne Imlay. So the Imlay stays out on second base. Sydney goes and gets geared up for when she comes out as catcher. But Cheyenne Imlay is on second base. 1 in, 2 out. Here's Audrey Dunham with the first pitch to her. I'll just move your table, Jerry. Just let it help him out here. And that's going to kill everything. Timeout called. Still haven't figured out the...
Get it? Did you get it?
Still trying to fight with the scoreboard here. Just move your chair back, Jerry.
I will.
All right, so we're waiting for the first pitch to Audrey Dunham. Here to come. Swing and a miss for Audrey. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 2 out, 1 on, 1 in. Cheyenne Imlay over there at second base in place of her sister, Sydney Imlay, as the courtesy runner. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again. 0-2 to Audrey Dunham. One on, 1 in, 2 out for North Mason here. Top of the first, they're leading 1-0. Oh, yeah, let's give a hand for the scoreboard guy. He got it working. Pitch on the way and a ground ball that goes foul behind everybody, and his count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 ball game. North Mason on top. Top of the first. This is what the Bulldogs did there against Washington. Get on the scoreboard early.
Oh, boy. They sure did.
Can we do see a repeat? We'll see. We've got a long ways to go here. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside strike 3 called. And that'll be it for the Bulldogs. They do get one. They leave one. They lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first. Fife coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we head to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 North Mason. Fife coming up.
Yeah, leading off for the Fife Trojans will be the center fielder, number 2, Ashlyn Monroe. And on deck is the shortstop, number 5, Caitlin Christensen. Pitching, of course, for North Mason will be Addison Roy.
Yeah, and Addison, let's see here. She pitched both the games yesterday. I did not put her numbers down. Oh, I did. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. There's a swing and a miss on the first pitch in there. She also went 6 innings against Port Angeles. 12 hits, 6 runs. Here's a pitch on the way, swing, and a ground ball foul, and it's quickly 0-2 to Ashlyn Monroe, leading things off for Fife here. Sorry, Jerry, I'm just trying to get myself reacclimated here. All things are going awry here. Here's the 0-2. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ashlyn Monroe. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's a foul on the third base line. Adriana Crawley couldn't quite get to it. Count remains 1-2. To the leadoff batter for Fife here. Bottom of the first inning. 1-0 North Mason on top. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. And that actually will be a dropped third strike, so Monroe makes her way over to first base. She's safe over there as Emily couldn't get to the ball in time.
Yeah, we'll have to give that a pass ball and an error, unfortunately. And now up is your second hitter, the shortstop, number 5, Caitlin Christensen.
Caitlin against North Kitsap was 0 for 3 against Squim. She was 4 for 4, had an RBI, walked once, scored 3 runs. Here's a pitch on the way, shows bunt, misses its strike, and the runner goes, throw to second, and now Monroe gets up and trots over to third base, turns the corner there, and she'll be held there by good infield throws by the Bulldogs after that throw to second was a little off. So runner at third base for Fife.
And Caitlin will step back in.
She did take a strike because she showed bunt and missed. So no balls and 1 strike. 1 on, runner at third. There's another bunt. That's fair up the first base line. Roy will get the ball, throw it late to first. Coming in to score, however, is Monroe, and that ties it up at 1.
So credit Caitlin with a single, give her an RBI, and the Ashlyn Monroe, of course, scored.
So 1 on, 1 in, nobody out for the Trojans.
And now up is your third hitter, the catcher, number 8, Mallory Robson.
Mallory was 0 for 2 against North Kitsap.
Yeah, I
2
don't know
for-
if that would have gone foul or not, Diedrich. It was a close one.
2 for 5 with a double and RBI against Squim. Next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. That's strike 2 or strike 1, Jerry? I'm sorry, behind.
I have strike 2. Let's see
Okay.
what he says.
Yeah, we'll wait. He's not going to tell us. We'll go 0-2 here. 1 on, 1 in. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that was fouled up off the screen. Count remains 0-2 to Robson, Mallory Robson.
Caitlin Christensen on first base for the Trojans.
1-1 ball game. Nobody out for the Trojans. Pitch on the way, swing, and a fly ball. That's going over everybody's heads, out of play. And the count remains 0-2. The wind coming right in their faces today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 1-2, Jerry. Now we know. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, swing, and a pop up. That's out of play over our heads. Everybody braces for it to come down. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 in, 1 on. Runner at first base is Caitlin Christensen. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball. Gets away from Imlay on the play. Christensen makes her way to second base.
And the score is 1-1.
So it's 2-2. Pitch on the way, and that one's fouled straight back. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still fighting with that scoreboard for some reason, Jerry.
Yeah, they've tried hard to get it going, but unfortunately it's just not
I think there's
behaving.
No, yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 different ways to reset the thing. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball chopper over to third. Off the glove of Crowley into center field. Rounding third comes Christensen. Throw in. She's safe, and it's 2-1 Fife. Christensen scores, and runner ends up at second base.
So give Mallory Robson a single and an RBI. And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 14. And this is the pitcher, Mallory Giving.
And Mallory, well, she was 0 for 2 against North Kitsap, but 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored against Squim. So it's a 2-1 ball game. Fife on top. They've taken the lead. And we have a timeout here as they're going to go visit Addison Roy in the pitching circle. As this game is, you win, you play another game. You lose, you go home. And
Yeah.
it's very, very emotional, very, very heated at times. We saw that in the game that was before this, which was a 3A game between Auburn, Mountain View, and White River. And there was a long discussion about one pitch that determined whether an inning was ended or not.
Yeah.
It was very...
and I think they made the right call.
I think they did too, but, you know. All right, so back to action here. Runner at second base for the Fife Trojans. 2 in, nobody out. Here's the first pitch to Givings, takes strike 1. So 0-1 to Givings. Giving or Givings?
Yeah, I got Giving.
Yeah, there's no S on the end, Giving. It's with an E. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 in, 1 on for the Fife Trojans. No outs. Robson on second base. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Trojans. So 1 down.
And now up is your 5th hitter, the left fielder, number 4, Brooke Lindenmuth.
Yeah, Brooke versus North Kitsap was 0 for 1. She was 3 for 5 with a triple, 3 RBIs.
Wow.
Against Squim. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, she had a good game.
Seems like both these teams had good first-round games and struggled in their second-round game to get here today. To this game. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 the count to Lindenmuth. Or just Brooke.
Yeah, Lindenmuth.
So again, Robeson on second base. 1 out, 2 in. 2-1 is the score. Fife on top. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Brooke at Lindenmuth. And Brooke will step back into the batter's box. Wait for the next pitch from Addison Roy. Here it comes. Strike 2 called. So 2-2 the count. 1 out, 1 on, 2 in for Fife here. Bottom of the first inning. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2.
That's the second strikeout in a row for the pitcher, Addison Roy.
That meeting in the pitching circle kind of got her more focused, I think.
And next we got Sophia Payne.
Sophia, 2 for 2 against North Kitsap, scored a run. 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs against Squim. She swings and misses at the first pitch.
And Sophia plays second base.
We're figuring it out as we go. Jerry and I are. So step back in. 2 out, 1 on, 2 in. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up. That's over everybody's head and drops out play. And that'll be strike 2, so 0-2 the count to Sophia Payne. Wearing number 1. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's ball, gets away from Imlay on the play, though. Robinson's going to make her way over to third base. So far, we've played almost a full inning here, Jerry, and we've had some great heads-up base running for both teams. It's 2-1. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a fly ball. That's out of play off the third base line. Kennedy Carson tried to get to it, but there's a fence in the way. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. This pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball center field. Markson on the run. Can't get to it. She slips up against the fence. 1 run comes in. And heading over to, oh boy.
That was close.
That was close. Payne makes her way over to second base, but the run does come in to score, and it makes it 3-1.
Yeah, that was a nice throw in by Markison.
Yeah, it came in, but we got to remember, she did have her foot on the bag, but she's got to tag her out because there was no force out. She had to tag her out, couldn't quite get there, but it was a good throw either way. So 3-1, there's a swing, and off the top of the screen, this is Zoe Strong, Jerry.
Yep, and she's playing third base, number 3, Zoe Strong.
She was 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs against North Kitsap. She was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs against Squim. It's pretty decent at-bats for her. Here's pitch on the way. It's going to be 1-1 on the count to Zoe Strong. Strong.
3-1 is your score.
Ball 2. Three in, 2 out, 1 on. It'll be ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. This wind's making it difficult for everything, isn't it, Jerry?
Oh, that wind, yeah.
Jerry's got to hold his thing down, and he's got 3 clips on it. That's how bothersome the wind is today. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 2 called, so the count is now full to Zoe Strong.
Well, before the game, our scorebook went flying.
Yeah, that's true. Along with all the papers Jerry leaves in it, and who knows where they ended up.
They're not necessary anymore.
There's a pop fly infield. Roy on the run to get it, but Dunham will come in and record the out. And that will be that for Fife, but they do lead 3-1. We head to the second inning, right? This is Mason Webb TV, powered by HGC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Second inning we go, 3-1, Fife, North Mason coming up.
Yeah, leading off is number 13, Adriana Crowley, the third baseman.
First pitch to her. It's going to be high, ball one, sorry.
Yeah, and Fife had 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 left on base, and there was 2 strikeouts.
Next pitch in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adriana 0 for 3 against PA, but 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored against Washington yesterday. Pitch on the way, that's a swing and a miss on a low one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and North Mason had 13 hits, 16 runs in that first game against Washington High School.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter and Adriana Crawley. There's a pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball past third base into left field. Crawley rounds first and holds up there. So there's a 1 on to lead the ball game, or lead the second inning off for North Mason.
And that's the second hit for North Mason in this game. And now up is number 9, the second baseman, Madeline Smith.
Madeline was 0 for 2 against Port Angeles, 2 for 2 against Washington.
Yeah, she had a good game against Washington High School.
She came in relief there.
About the third inning.
Yeah. So there's first pitch to Smith, shows bunt, misses, runner goes, throw to second, into center field it goes, and a good play to back it up there by Monroe. Make sure it doesn't get into the grass, but Crawley's on second base.
Yeah, with a steal.
And
Madeline Smith will step back in.
With a strike 1. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside, swing and a miss by Smith. 0-2. Adriana Crawley in scoring position at second base. Look over to the on-deck circle. Number 1 is in the on-deck circle. That's just thinking first base instead of second. Adriana Crawley at second, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and that's a drop, strike 3. Throw to first. They get the out there on the play, however. Crawley makes her way over to third base, and that's going to be out number 1.
And now up is your pitcher, Addison Roy. And Addison, of course, pitched both games yesterday for North Mason, and I thought did a nice job overall.
She did. Let's see here. Pat, let's see. Oh, don't lose that. She was 0 for 2 against Washington, and I can't see what she did against Port Angeles yesterday. Here's first pitch to Roy. Showed bunt, took it back. It's going to be ball 1. So Crawley over at third base, 1 out. Next pitch is a ground ball right back to the pitcher, throw to third, and Crawley gets back safely, and Roy's on safe on first, so there was no score.
Fielder's choice.
Yeah, good fielder choice, but good base running for Crawley to get back.
Yes, it was.
So runners at the corners for the Bulldogs. Here's Charlie Brown, Jerry.
Yeah, the right fielder, number 14.
She did not play in the first 2 games. I mean, at least at bat. She did come in and run.
Yeah, she did a couple times. It was
Yeah.
fairly effective.
She's got some speed.
She does.
So we're going to get a courtesy runner for Roy. I want to see who that's going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be, it's going to be Minnis, number 5.
I like that
Michaela
term,
Minnis.
courtesy runner.
Michaela Minnis will be running at first base for Roy. So Michaela Minnis at first base. Adriana Crawley at third, 1 away for the Bulldogs here. Top of the second, trailing 3-1. Charlie Brown will be the batter.
Yeah, Charlie Brown could do some damage here, get them back into the ball game.
And Giving will step back to the rubber in the circle. Pitch on the way. Shows bunt, missed it. On the play, the Minnis will make her way over to second base.
Yeah, it's good that the catcher doesn't throw there.
So it's strike 1. 2 runners in scoring position. 3-1 ball game here. Top of the second. Pitch on the way to Charlie Brown outside. It's ball 1-1. Again, Minnis at second, Crowley at third. Charlie Brown, the batter, with a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. A little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike to Charlie Brown. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third for North Mason. Here's the 2-1 from Givings to Brown, swing and a miss for strike 2. So the count is even at 2-2. A lot more chatter today. You're going to hear that a lot more today.
Yeah, I like it.
No, I'm not complaining about it. Here's the 2-2 to Brown. Swing the ground ball, chopper picked up there by second baseman. Throw over to first is bobbled. Brown is safe at first. Crowley comes in to score, and Minnis ends up at third base. So it makes it 3-2.
So we have an error there on the first baseman. And that brought, Adriana Crowley in. So 3-2. Runners at the corners. And now up is your leadoff hitter, and this is Kennedy Carson, the left fielder, and she's 0 for 1.
Shows bunt and bunts it foul on the play. However, Charlie has to go back to first base. She was all the way to second
she's
base.
Fast. She's fast.
Oh my goodness! But that's why she's out there, right? She's got some.
Well,
speed.
that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, it's got some speed. So runners again at the corners, and Kennedy Carson waits for the 0-1. 1 out. That was in there for a ball as Charlie Brown makes her way over to second base there.
And unfortunately, can't give her a steal on that.
So 1 out. 1 in, 2 on. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Or ball 2, excuse me. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kennedy Carson. Step back in. Minnis at third. Charlie Brown at second. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball right to the second baseman's glove. Throw to second, and they tag and double up Charlie Brown. But the Bulldogs get 1. They now trail 3-2 with Fife coming up in the bottom of the third on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults. So consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935.
Now we head to the bottom of the second inning. 3-2 is the score. Bulldogs get one of those runs back, right?
Yeah, on 1 hit. There was no walks, 1 left on base, and the pitcher for Fife had a strikeout.
Well, there 2 left?
You think there was two out?
I think,
two
well,
out,
no,
two?
you're right. Never mind. I was thinking you can't count the double up on Charlie Brown. So you can't count her as on base. You're right, Jerry.
Okay.
I was thinking there was 2 on, but well, whatever.
There was. You were correct.
No, I was not correct, Jerry. You were correct, sir.
Okay.
I was just going, there were 2 on base. Yeah, okay, that's right. They doubled it up, so never mind.
And now up is your designated hitter, number 13, Frankie Wolfram.
Frankie, let's see here. She takes ball 1. 0 for 1 against North Kitsap. 1 for 3 against Squim. Next pitch on the way. That just hit the corner at the knees, Jerry, for strike 1, 1-1 to count. My angle, it looks like.
And they beat Squim and lost to North Kitsap?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's a pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 2 called, 1-2 to the leadoff batter. And Wolfram. Franco step back in, wait for the 1-2 from Roy. Pitch on the way. Ooh, just missed that time on the inside.
Little too inside.
Too much inside. 2-2 to count. To Frankie Wolfram. Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball chopper over there. Scooped up by Smith. Throw to Crowley for the out. And that'll be out number 1 for Fife.
And now up is number 12, the Haley Ufer.
Yeah, Haley.
And she's the first baseman.
Let's see, where is she on my sheet, Jerry? I can't find her. I know she's on here. There she is. She takes strike 1. She's 0 for 2. She was 0 for 2 against both Squim and North Kitsap. Took the strike.
1 down.
Yeah, nobody on. Ufer waits for the next pitch. Shows bunt, misses on it, and strike 2. So 0-2 with 1 out for Fife.
And she'll probably be swinging away now, I'm sure.
So Ufer will wait. Check swing on that one, just a bit high. They're not going to check on that. It would be ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on for Fife here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Pitch on the way. There's strike 3 called, and that's out number 2 for the Trojans.
And that's the 3rd strikeout for Addison Roy. And now up is your leadoff hitter, the center fielder, Ashlyn Monroe. And she got on by way
of an error. Then came around
back in the first.
Then came around and scored later.
Yeah, she scored the first run.
For Fife. She takes ball 1. See, I remember it was only an inning to go. You think I'd remember that stuff. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Monroe. Ashlyn Monroe. Step back in, wait for the 2-0. That's ball 3. Crowd didn't like that call.
Well, but he's got a pretty wide strike zone so far, what I've seen from the umpire. If he's consistent with that, that's great.
There's a pitch on the way. There's a strike 1 called. So just to set the scene, the Fife fans are to our left, the Bulldog fans are to our right.
Yeah.
Just to set the scene.
Yeah.
And there might be some interspersed around both, but well, that's basically. There's a swing and a fly ball off high off the top of the screen, and the count goes full to Ashlyn Monroe. 2 out, nobody on for Fife here. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Trojans leading 3-2. Here's the full count pitch from Roy to Monroe. Swinging a ground ball, foul up the 3rd base line. Nice play by coach for Fife. He barehanded it.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that at all.
It was hit pretty lightly, so.
Well, still, I don't recommend it. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be high, and Monroe hit over to first base. So Ashlyn's been on twice in 2 at-bats.
And now up is Caitlin Christensen, and she's a shortstop, number 5. She had an RBI, a single, and scored the second run back in the first.
So Monroe's at first base, 2 out, 1 on, pitch on the way, high, runner goes, throw to second, on target. I thought they got her. She slid right into that tag as a good throw.
It was a nice throw. Yes, it was. And she's got a good arm, the catcher.
I think what Monroe did was had her right foot leading a little bit more and got on the bag.
Yeah. I was impressed with Sydney yesterday, her arm strength.
I didn't get the count, Jerry. Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a miss. That's going to be, is it 1-1 or 1-2?
Let's see.
I think it's 1-1.
Okay.
We'll go with that for right now until we see otherwise.
Caitlin Christensen stepping back in.
Here's a pitch on the way, shows bunt and misses. That's strike 2, so 1 ball, 2 strikes to Christensen. Again, Monroe over there at second base, 2 out. Fife up 3-2, bottom of the second. Here's a pitch on the way. High, runner goes, throw to third, and runner is safe at third base.
Yeah, give her a steal. It was a nice throw by the catcher, but just a little bit late. She kind of waited too long to throw it.
So it's 2-2 on the count. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled out. Oh, just knocked that game changer camera off.
Oh, no.
It's a thing. It's not our camera. Got to really wrench those things in there. We learned once. That's one thing why I don't use the game changer thing again. There's a swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the Trojans. They leave one out there on third base. We head to the third inning, 3-2, Fife.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a down line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
So we head to the third, Jerry. Top of the third, 3-2. Fife leading, North Mason coming up.
Yeah, and Addison Roy, in the 2 innings that she has pitched, has 4 strikeouts. So doing a nice job there. For Fife, they had no runs on 1 walk and 1 left on base.
Okay.
And leading off will be the shortstop for the Bulldogs, Taylor Madison. And Taylor grounded out to the third baseman back in the first.
Sorry, Jerry. I was trying to adjust something and made some noise. So Taylor will step in to lead things off for North Mason. Close ball game so far, 3-2.
Yeah, it's been a good game. Been some good base running and some maybe not quite.
So the way we go, here's the first pitch to Taylor. It's outside, ball 1. So 1 ball.
And I'm going to reference Jenna Markison. Nice job on base running.
Oh, yeah. She really heads up. It's like she wanted to come in and score.
Oh, she did.
Here's pitch on the way. It's going to be high, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes.
Speaking of that, she's batting she's on deck.
Yeah. Taylor Madison has 2 balls, no strikes, leading things off for the Bulldogs here in the third inning. The timeout called is Taylor will step out. Stretch her arms a little bit, step back in, wait for the next pitch.
I like the umpires letting us know the count and when there's a strike, and good job.
Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball, foul at the third base line. So 2-1 to Taylor Madison. You know, you got to hand it to these guys in blue. They've been here all day.
Yeah.
They've been rotating around. There's been games here all day. The 3A tournament was earlier, and these guys don't, they come and they, do a game, and they might do the next game. They might
now,
go
will
sit
there
out.
be any games tomorrow?
No.
This is it tonight.
This is it tonight. Only way there'd be a game tomorrow would be there's a ground ball right over to shortstop, bobbled, and picking it up, no throw. Wow.
Well, Taylor Madison showing her speed, and we do have an error there on the shortstop.
That's Christensen. She
And,
bobbled it, could not get the ball in time, and Taylor was almost already there.
Yeah.
So why bother?
And now up is the center fielder, Jenna Markison, number 12. She got on by way of a walk, and then we know what happened after that.
Yep.
She scored the first run for the Bulldogs.
So she'll step in. Nobody out, one on. Taylor Madison at first base. Here's the first pitch to Jenna. Ground ball straight up the middle into center field. Madison will round second, hold up there, so the Bulldogs have runners at first and second.
Boy, that was a solid hit.
That was. Hit the grass and pretty much died there, but it's infield is turf, grass in the outfield.
And now up is your catcher, the cleanup hitter, number 16, Sydney Emily. And Sydney has an well, she got a double, but she did not get an RBI because of Markison's great running ability.
There's a ground ball over to short. Christian will scoop it up, and everybody's safe. A little slow on the underhand toss from short to second, and sacks are loaded for Aubrey Dunham.
Yeah, and now up is the first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham, and Aubrey is 0 for 1.
No outs. Bases are loaded, no out. And we'll get a courtesy runner as Imlay comes in for Imlay. So Sydney will sit down, and Cheyenne will come in at first base. So it's Cheyenne at first. I'm sorry, Markison at second, and Taylor Madison at third. With the bases loaded, no outs, and here's Aubrey Dunham. First pitch to her, outside and high, ball one. No, I'm looking for Aubrey just to smack one into the trees, Jerry. I mean, it's...
I think she certainly has the power.
I think she does. It's 300 feet to the trees. There's a swing and a line drive to first, and that'll be out there, and a throw to third base, and Madison could not get back in time, so 2 out on the fly out and the throw out. So 2 down, and the runners at second and first now for the Bulldogs. There's Adriana Crawley.
Yeah, and Adriana had scored the second run. She had a single. She's 1 for 1, and also had a steal. So 1 for 1 so far.
So runners at first and second, 2 out. Swing and a miss by Crawley for strike 1. Cheyenne Imlay is at first base. Jenna Markison is at second. And here's the next pitch on the way to Crawley. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Pitch outside, throw to third, however, or throw to first, and on the play, Markison makes her way to third. So runners the quarters.
Yeah, that catcher's got to be careful on that. I mean, it was a nice throw, but.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Adriana Crawley. 2 out, runners at the corners. Pitch on the way. Ball 1 called, and Cheyenne Imlay will make her way over to second base. No throw from the catcher. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, who's the batter now? That's Crawley, swing and a miss, and that
was Crawley
in the inning. So Adriana Crawley goes down swinging. The Bulldogs leave 2 out there. We head to the bottom of the frame. Still 3-2, Fife.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Bottom of the third we go, 3-2. Fife with the lead, and the Trojans are coming up.
Yeah, leading off for Fife will be the catcher, number 8, Mallory Robson. And she had a single, scored the third run, has an RBI. 1 for 1.
Hey. So I have to make a note to everybody watching that the between innings, it's not a pitch count, it's a timer. They only allow so much time between the innings to keep the pace going. That didn't quite work in the 3A game that preceded this, but it's working here today. There's a strike in there for the first pitch. Might help if I hit the right button. There we go. Here's Robeson waiting for the 0-1. Swings and misses at the second pitch, 0-2. Leadoff batter for the Trojans here. Mallory Robson. Pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up. That's over to third base. Crawley gets on it into foul territory, grabs it, and that's out number 1. So 1 down for Fife.
And now up is your pitcher. This is number 14, Mallory Geving, and she is 0 for 1. She's the cleanup hitter.
So 1 out, nobody on for the Fife Trojans. Here comes the pitch. Swing, and that one's fouled off the screen to our right. 0-1 to Givings. 1 out, nobody on.
Yeah, Addison Roy has settled down.
Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball past Crawley at third base into left field, and Givings is on first base.
Boy, that was sharply hit also.
Yeah.
And now up is your left fielder, number 4, Brooke Lindenmuth, and she is 0 for 1.
So we have a courtesy runner for Givings. It'll be number 11. That's Haley Ufer. No, I'm sorry. That's not Emma Parker. I'm sorry. Ufer is in the batting order. It's Emma Parker. I was looking at the 11, but reading the number 12. So Parker's at first base for the Trojans. And Lindenmuth waits for the first pitch. It's a strike. Imlay gets Parker back to first base. So 0-1. The 0-1. Ooh, just missed with ball 1. Bulldog crowd liked that. Didn't like the pitch. Didn't like the call. Thought it would have been a strike, but it's 1-1. 1 out, 1 on. Runner at first base. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that goes foul off the screen. So it's 1-2. To Brooke Lindenmuth. 3-2 ball game. And O'Bin picks up again. Here's the pitch on the way outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Again, Parker's at first base, 1 down. 4-5. Brooke Lindenmuth will step in. Wait for the next pitch on the way. High, ball 3. Yeah, so full count. 1 out, 1 on. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brooke Lindenmuth. Parker over at first base for the Trojans, 1 down. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be a walk. So runners at first and second for the Trojans.
And now up is your second baseman, number 1, Sophia Payne. And Sophia had a double back in the first, was stranded on second.
So Payne will step in, wait for the first pitch from Roy. Here it comes with runners at first and second. And that's ball one. Nice stop by Imlay, though.
Yeah, the first baseman and the third baseman are in a little bit looking for that bunt. We'll see what happens here.
So Payne will step back in, wait for the next pitch, pulls back the bunt, strike one called, so 1-1 the count. So again, runners at first and second, one out. For Fife, they're leading 3-2. We're in the bottom of the third. Keep looking at that scoreboard, but it's just not there today. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball infield. Madison coming in, grabbing it for the out, and that's out number 2. Runners hold. So 2 down.
And now up is number 3 is Zoe Strong, the third baseman, and she flew out to the first baseman back in the first.
So 2 down, 2 on. 3-2 ball game. Fife looking to add on here, but there's 2 out. Pitch on the way. That'll be ball 1. So Zoe Strong will step back in. Wait for the next pitch. Ground ball chopper, high chopper. Crowley bobbled it. Bases are loaded. Turning the corner, coming in and scoring is going to be Parker. And that makes it 4-2. And the runners are still at first and second. So 1 in, 2 out.
Air.
Yeah. It's 2 out, right? Yeah, 2 out. Okay.
Yes, there is 2 outs.
I'm trying to update my graphics. I've been horrible on the graphics today, Jerry. Here's first pitch, and it's a strike. And who is this, Jerry? This is Wolfram. Frankie.
Yeah, this is Wolfram. Frankie Wolfram, pitch hitter.
Strike 2 called.
So Zoe Strong is on first, and Brooke Lindenmuth is on second.
There's a swing and a miss, and that will end the inning, but the Trojans add 1, leave 2. We head to the 4th. North Mason coming up.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we're back in, heading to the 4th inning, Jerry.
Yeah, and Fife had 1 run on 1 hit. There was a walk and 2 left on base. And the pitcher, Addison Roy, for North Mason had a strikeout. She has 5 total now.
Okay, ball's coming in. I gotta get everything updated here. There we go. So,
yeah, leading off will be number 9, Madeline Smith, the second baseman, and she's 0 for 1.
Let's see, I don't see any changes for Fife so far. No. Can't see, can't use that because it's behind. So Madeline Smith will step in to lead things off for the Bulldogs in the 4th. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 0-1 to Madeline Smith.
And 4-2 is your ball game. I don't know if you probably said that already.
There's a pitch on the way, outside, ball 1, 1-1. Madeline Smith leading things off for the Bulldogs here in the 4th inning. Top of the 4th.
Yes.
I know that I know my scoreboard's backwards because usually you have the home team on the bottom, but, you know, like I said yesterday, I'm lazy. Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 2, 1-2. I just don't want to move things around and change colors, and I'm just being lazy.
No,
And you know, if I do that,
it's very convenient.
well, if I do that, then they'll switch sides and it'll be the other way. All right, so 1-2 the count to the leadoff batter. Madeline Smith for the Bulldogs. Swing and a ground ball right over there to second base. She bobbled it. Smith is going to leg it out. She does. Safe at first.
And an error on the second baseman. And that allows Madeline Smith to arrive at first safely. And now up is your pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy. And Addison got on by way of a fielder's choice back in the second.
So 1 on, nobody out for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Bunt, and it's going to be a foul off as Smith has to head back to.
And that's a good idea by Addison, trying to advance that runner into scoring position.
So 0-1 to Addison Roy. Madeline Smith at first base, nobody out for the Bulldogs, trailing 4-2 here. Show bunts again, takes a high throw to second. That ball bounces into center field just inside the turf, but Smith is safe at second.
And I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give that a steal.
All right.
Okay,
So
Addison Roy trying to help her cause here.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 on, runner at second base. Madeline Smith, as Addison Roy will wait for the 1-1 from Givings. Shows bunt again, takes ball 2. Really trying to move that runner over, aren't they?
They sure are.
Any way they can.
Play a little bit of small ball, huh?
Yes. Charlie Brown on deck. Nobody out, 1 on. Roy has a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Pitch on the way. Shows bunt again. Misses for strike 2. It's a 2-2.
And now she'll be swinging away.
Madeline Smith again at second base. No outs. 2-2 the count to Addison Roy. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that's going to hook foul off the first base line. Jerry was right. She swung away. Count remains 2-2.
Well, if you bunt and it's a strike, you don't want to bunt on a.
No, I'm
a possible third strike.
I'm just saying you're right, Jerry.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Take the credit, man.
I will take it. I'll take it.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for North Mason. So 1 down.
Nice, Diedrich.
1 on. 4-2 is our score. Fife with the lead. North Mason at bat. Here's Charlie Brown.
Yes, number 14, the right fielder. She got on by way of an error.
Shows bunt, misses. That'll be, if I can get my graphics up. Boy, I am just horrible at the graphics today. No balls, 1 strike to Charlie Brown. 1 out, 1 on. Madeline Smith still at second base. Charlie Brown will dig in. Kennedy Carson on deck. Here's a pitch on the way. Gonna be low, ball 1, 1-1 the count to Charlie Brown.
Just 1 out.
Yeah, just 1 out. 4-2 is our score. Fife with the lead. North Mason at bat. Here comes pitch. Swing and a miss, and that one gets away from the catcher on the play. Smith will make her way
to pass ball on that one.
Third base. So Madeline Smith at third base now. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to Charlie Brown. 1 out, 1 on. 4-2 ball game. Top of the 4th, pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Ooh, that was close.
Nice eye, though.
Yeah.
Good eye.
2-2 the count to Charlie Brown. So step back in the batter's box. Runner at third, 1 out. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball up the first base line. Throw to first for the out. Coming in to score will be Madeline Smith. making it 4-3.
So give Charlie Brown an RBI on that. And that is the second out, like you said.
So 2 down, 1 in.
And now up is your leadoff hitter, Kennedy Carson, and she is 0 for 2.
Here's first pitch to Carson. Ooh, hit that outside corner for strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kennedy Carson. 2 out, nobody on, and 1 in. Making it 4-3. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. Just noticed Carson's grip's a little loose on the bat until she goes to swing, Jerry. She's got her hands loose, and then she tightens up. Just noticed that. It's kind of loose.
Good observation.
Here's a pitch on the way. Outside. Oh, hit that outside corner for strike 2 called. 1-2 to Kennedy Carson. Everybody has their style.
Yeah.
You know what I haven't seen a lot this season, Jerry, is the, start at the back of the plate and run up and swing. I haven't seen that a lot. There's a swing and a miss. That ball is a pass ball. And Carson will head over to first base. She's safe out there as the throw was late. And there's 1 on and 2 out, 1 in.
Yeah, the Ichiro. Ichiro was famous for what you just said.
Yeah, well, I was.
It kind of dragged it.
Yeah. I used to notice that a lot a few years ago, and then I was watching, we were at dinner last night, Jerry. I was watching some of that college softball on TV.
I like watching the college softball.
And I noticed that a couple of batters were doing that. It's like,
yeah.
And I haven't seen that this year yet.
And now up is the shortstop, number 8, Taylor Madison, and Taylor is 0 for 2. Yeah, you see it a lot.
Shows bunt, pulls it back. Runner goes, and did she avoid it? Nope.
Yeah, they got
throw
it.
to second, and Carson's tagged out there. And that'll end the inning. Bulldogs did get 1. They head to the bottom of the frame. Fife coming up with a 4-3 lead.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Bottom of the 4th we go, Jerry, 4-3.
Yeah, and leading off for the Fife Trojans will be number 12, the first baseman, Haley Ufer, and she's 0 for 1, struck out back in the second. Well, it's been a good game.
It has been very close here, 4-3 right now, heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. We have to stress that this is loser out, winner plays later tonight on this field. Surprisingly, this field, I thought for sure we'd have to move. If
I don't want to go home.
You don't want to go home. Well, you can always stay.
Huh?
You can always stay even if North Mason falls, but it's still a ways to go. Here's a pitch on the way, and a bunt in the front of the plate. It's going to be foul ball.
Yeah.
But a good follow-through by Inlay to get the bunt up and throw it over to first.
Like I said, she's got a good arm.
So Ufer will have an 0-1 to leading things off for the Fife Trojans. Winner of this game will face the loser between Olympic and Franklin Pierce at 7:15. There's strike 2 called. Nice pitch from Madison Roy. And Haley is 0-2 on the count. I just bring that up is if North Mason makes it, we'll stay here. If Fife wins, there's a foul ball. It's going to be still 0-2. Finish my thought there.
Well,
yeah.
And if they lose, which we hope not, we'll congratulate them for a good season.
Yeah, it's a good season. So
we're going to stay optimistic.
Yeah, we are. Still on a lot of ball to play. Haley Ufer at bat with no balls and 2 strikes, leading things off for the Trojans. There's a pitch on the way. Strike. That's just strike 3. Isn't that strike 3? That was straight. Okay, I guess they're going to call it a ball. I don't know. There's a pitch on the way. There's a ground ball that goes foul at the third base line. So I guess it's going to be 1 and 2, Jerry, because I had 2 strikes.
Okay.
I don't know. One ball and 2 strikes is the count. Leadoff batter in Haley Ufer for the Trojans. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's the out on the strikeout. So 1 down for Fife.
Yeah, that's a 6th strikeout for Addison Roy. And now up is your leadoff hitter, number 2. And this is Ashlyn Monroe, the center fielder. And she is 0 for 1. Got on by way of an error and scored back in the first and then walked in the second.
She fouled the first pitch off. So 1-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball into foul territory. Dunham with a nice play for the out there. So 2 down for Fife.
It's good to see.
Oh, is that it? I guess that was it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll take it. So we head to the 5th.
What?
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Very strange end of that last half inning, Jerry. We head to the 5th. 4-3 is our score. North Mason coming up, Fife with the lead.
Yeah, leading off will be number 8, Taylor Madison, the shortstop. And she is 0 for 2.
And we're back on track. I don't know what happened there, Jerry. Did they sneak in? They called that strikeout and somebody else snuck in and batted? That's the only thing I could think. I don't know.
I only had 2 outs.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Well, we'll go with it. So.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
No. It's just confusing. So here is the first pitch to Madison. She'll ground it over to shortstop. Throw to first. Diving in there. Did she get in there safely? Yeah, she did not.
But
and that's out number 1. Oh, yeah. She just dove in and just came up just a finger too short. So 1 down for North Mason.
And now up is your center fielder, number 12, Jenna Markison, and she's 1 for 1. Has scored the first run for North Mason and had a single back in the 3rd. 1 for 1.
There's first pitch to Markison. It's going to be ball 1. It's going to be low and away. Winds have been pretty consistent, I think. Not in speed, just there all game long. Here's a pitch on the way. Going to be ball 2, 2-0 to Jenna Markison. So 2 balls to lead, 1 out to Markison, center fielder for the Bulldogs. There's pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball center field. Out there hooking. Home run. Center field home run for Jenna Markison.
That's her 2nd home run of this tournament, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And that ties the game at 4. Oh, boy. A little too enthusiastic on that celebration by the team as they basically threw Jenna down to the turf. So it's all knotted up at 4 with 1 out.
Wow, that is her 2nd solo home run of the tournament. And now up is number 16. This is Sydney Ibley, the catcher, who I think has done a great job behind the plate. And she is 1 for 2, has a double, and was involved in a fielder's choice back in the third.
Takes strike one on the outside corner. Got to tell you that the wind did affect the trajectory of that home run ball. It just kind of hooked and went. It was sailing out either way, but would have been straight away center field. There's a swing and a foul off for strike two to Sydney Imlay.
Brand new game.
Yeah, it's all knotted up at 4. We're in the top of the 5th. 1 out. Nobody on for North Mason here. And 0-2 to Sydney Imlay. There's a pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for North Mason.
And now up is your first baseman, and this is number 20, Audrey Dunham, and she's 0 for 2.
So 2 down, nobody on, 1 in for the Bulldogs here. 4-4 is our score.
I do want to mention she made a nice catch on a foul ball.
Yeah. And we know the history of her with that knee. She's been testing it here in the tournament.
And
showing
glad
that
to see what I like what I'm seeing.
Right, pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Dunham.
That is good news.
Yeah. She stepped back in, wait for the 0-1 from Giving. Here's a pitch on the way. Check swing outside, ball 1-1.
Good to hold up there.
Yeah, Audrey Dunham. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on. 2 out, 1 in for North Mason here in the 5th. There's a ground ball, little dribbler. It's going to be scooped up by the shortstop. Throw it at first. Just beat Dunham out at first base. But the Bulldogs even things up. It's a new game here heading to the bottom of the 5th. 4-4. Fife coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
So we're here in the bottom of the 5th inning, about to start the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-4 ball game between Fife and North Mason. Jerry?
Well, one thing, the summary for North Mason in the top of the 5th was 1 run on 1 hit, a big hit, a solo home run, and there was 1 strikeout. And now up is number 8, and this is Mallory Robson. And Mallory is 1 for 2, had a single, scored the 3rd run back in the 1st, has an RBI.
So I don't see any changes for the Bulldogs here as we hit the bottom of the 5th. We'll keep an eye on it. There might have been somebody who snuck out there. So first pitch to Robson is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Roy attacks here early in the inning. Here's the next pitch on the way. The high ball 1. 1-1 to count to Robson. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball headed to right field. Brown on the run to get it. Glove it, and the out. 1 down.
Nice catch out there.
So 1 down for the Trojans.
And now up is number 14, the pitcher, Mallory Gemming, and she is 1 for 2, has a single, and scored a run. She scored the 4th run for the Trojans.
Takes ball 1. said the pitcher, like, you know, those people say the Ohio State University. The. That's how he said it. Never mind, folks.
Okay.
There's pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Thank you.
Mike Evans 1-1. You know, those people who say the Ohio State, you know, bug the heck out of me. But, you know, that's just me. He didn't quite say it like that.
And
So,
now
the
up
pitcher.
is the pitcher, Mallory Gibbons.
So 1-1. Here's the pitch on the way. Fly ball that heads foul off the first
that
baseline.
better?
I'm just giving you a bad time, Jerry. I have no control over how you sound.
I love recognizing kids, though. I love
Yeah.
recognizing kids.
I can take it back. I do have control over his sound. I can turn him off. So Givings back in the batter's box, swings and grounds one into right field. And she's going to head to second base as Brown bobbled it out there in right. And the throw to second is late, and Givings is safe at second.
Yeah, going to have to give a single for Giving and then an error on the right fielder, unfortunately, to advance, Giving to second base. And now up is number 4, the left fielder, and this is Brooke Lindenmuth. And she is 0 for 1, has a strikeout, but also got on base by way of a walk.
We do have a courtesy runner for Givings, and that is, again, number 11, Emma Parker. She'll be at second base. 1 out, 1 on for the Trojans. Here's the first pitch to Lindenmuth. Pops one up in play, and actually did not. It goes over our heads out of play. The way Emily came screaming out of that position, I thought she was going to. It was in play. It was playable, but it did not. So
good effort on her part.
Oh, she's not going to give up on any ball. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Parker at second base. Lindenmuth takes ball
Good stop.
2. Or ball 1, excuse me. And
that was a good stop.
so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 5th inning. Fife at bat, pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two evenly matched teams here, Jerry. Obviously, you look at the scoreboard.
Yep. Well, your scoreboard. Your scoreboard.
Yeah, I get it. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging the ground ball right up the middle over the outreached glove of Roy. Rounding third, heading home. And it's going to be Parker. She's safe. She puts Fife on top, 5-4. And Lindenmuth ends
Got
up
a
on
single.
second base.
Yeah. Going to give her an RBI. Yeah.
That's your
And
call.
now up is number 1, the second baseman, Sophia Payne. And Sophia is 1 for 2, had a double back in the first and flew out to the shortstop in the third.
So 1 in, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. There's a bunt right up the front. It's going to be gloved by Crowley. She holds on the throw, and we have runners at the corners for Fife.
That was a smart play on the part of Crowley, not throwing that. She realized she couldn't get him, and if she did throw it over there, there could have been a chance that that runner could have came home. That was a smart play.
So runners at first and third, 1 out, 1 in for Fife. They're leading 5-4. We're at the bottom of the 5th.
And now up is number 3, Zoe Strong, and she is 0 for 2.
Cho's bunt. The runner goes, throw to third. That's into left field. And runner had to get up off the turf. Going to head in and score. And Fife now leads 6-4. And on the play, let's see here.
Yeah, that would be Brooke that came in.
Yeah.
Brooke Lindenmuth came in.
And Payne ends up at third base.
Yes,
So
Sophia.
gotta let me say it. All right, still 1 out. Now 2 in.
And an error on that, unfortunately.
There's a bunt that goes foul. I'm completely lost about what the count is at this point. I think it's 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. 1 out, 1 on, 2 in for Fife here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-4 is our score. This pitch on the way, another bunt shown. That's strike 2 called. to Zoe Strong.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Again, Sophia Payne is at third base. Only one out, 2 in. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball right back to Roy. Hit her glove off. Coming in to score is going to be Strong, and that makes it a 7. 7? Is that right?
Yep,
7.
yep.
Yeah,
7-4. That's correct.
I had the wrong score on the board on my graphics, and let's see here. Strong is safe at first base.
Yeah, give Zoe Strong an RBI on that and a single. And down to the pitch hitter, number 13, Frankie Wolfman, and she is 0 for 2.
She shows bunt, misses on it, takes a strike, throw to second. They tagged her out. Running over there was Strong. That'll be out number 2. Yes, Jerry. That was a strike as well, right?
Yeah, nice throw.
So 2 down, 3 in, nobody on for Fife. And 0-1. The Wolfram, she smacks a line drive into center field. She'll head to first base, turn the corner there. Nice throw in, and Wolfram's on first base.
And now up is Haley Ufer, and Haley is the first baseman. She's 0 for 2.
7-4 is our score.
Yeah, Fife has had 4 singles in this inning. That's hurt.
Yeah. And here's Ufer waiting for the first pitch. Here it comes. High, ball 1.
And also some pretty alert base running.
Yeah. 2 out, 4 in, 1 on. Wolfram on first base. Haley Ufer, the batter, swings and misses at the next pitch, and it's 1-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning here. Fife on top, 2 down for the Trojans. Scored 4 runs. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled off the screen. 2-2 the count to Ufer. Again, we're from over there at first base. 2-2 the count. 4 in, 1 on. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that is that, but the
damage
Trojans,
was done.
Yeah, damage was really done. Trojans pull away and lead 7-4. We head to the 6th. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we head to the 6th inning, Jerry.
Yeah, and Fife had 4 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 left on base and 1 strikeout, and now up is number 13, Adriana Crowley, the third baseman, and she is 1 for 2, has a steal, and has scored a run.
All right, leading things off. Bulldogs got their work cut out here. Top of the 6th, they're down 3 runs. This is winner plays at 7:15. Loser's season comes to an end. Just need to win 2 more to make the state tournament. Yep. But they got to get some base runners and get some runs back. Here's first pitch to Crowley. She hits one up the middle, gets into center field. Crowley rounds first, hesitates, and then she'll have to go back.
That was a good start to what you just said.
Start.
Yeah.
Good start.
And now up is number 9, Madeline Smith. And Madeline is 0 for 2. Did score a run. Did score the the 3rd run for the Bulldogs. So we got a runner on.
Yeah, runner on first base, nobody out. Smith will step in, wait for the first pitch from Gevings, who's gone the distance here. Here's the first pitch to Smith. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Here comes that wind right back in our faces.
Yeah.
calms down for like a couple of batters, and then you get a big blast.
A big blast.
A big blast. That's what the Bulldogs need right here. It's trailing to 7-4. Here's the 0-1 to Smith with Crowley at first base. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1. Nobody out. 1 on. Got this right here. We're on top of the 6th. Yeah. Checking my graphics. It's getting very important right here. Here's the pitch on the way. Going to be low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Madeline Smith. Adriana Crawley at first base. The Bulldogs need base runners. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 7-4 our score. Givens.
8-4.
Is 8-4?
Yeah.
7-4. 7-4, Jared.
That's
Pitch on the
right.
way. It's going to be a foul off. I've got 7, Jared.
It's 7.
It's 7. You're giving them more runs than
Well, I'm glad to give them 1 less run.
Oh, you know what? Now you
I'm
have
glad to be corrected, too.
And I'm wrong on my graphics, Jerry. My graphics are wrong. It's not 7. It's 7-4. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that's good
I'm
news.
looking over here. I'm looking over here.
That's good. That's good.
Everything's just wrong here.
Okay, Madeline Smith steps back in.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Smith, 1 on. Nobody out for the Bulldogs here. Top of the 6th, pitch on the way, and a ground ball up the middle, right back to Gevins. She'll throw to second, and that means that Crowley is out and Smith is at first.
Yeah, fielder's choice there.
It's a good idea. So 1 down and 1 on.
And now up is Addison Roy. And Addison is 0 for 2.
So 1 out, 1 on. Here's first pitch to Roy. Throw to first. Ball gets into right field, so Smith's going to take off and head to second base. No throw there, so
And
Smith,
showing some speed.
Yeah, Smith wise get into scoring position at second base. And let's see, that was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Roy. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. That's going to go foul. Nice play out there by Coach Valley. Just couldn't handle it. So 1-1 to count. 1 out, 1 on. Madeline Smith at second base. Addison Roy is the batter with a 1-1 count. 7-4 ball game. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a pop up. That's playable. No!
Nice try.
A good try there by the catcher off her glove and foul. Robson
and on
could
deck
get
is
to it.
number 5.
Yeah. So it's 1-2 for the count to Addison Roy. Again, Madeline Smith is at second base. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Addison Roy. Ball 2, and he evens things up at 2-2. So 2 balls. Oh, the throw to second. It gets into right field. Smith rounds third. And she'll head back to the bag. So Smith is at third base now. It's still 2-2, right? Yeah, 2-2. The wind comes back into our faces. Turn that down.
You're doing a good job of keeping the track of the balls and strikes.
There's a swing and a foul off the screen. Count remains 2-2. I'm glad I'm doing something right today.
Well, Addison Roy is battling out there, making the pitcher work.
Yeah, Madeline Smith is at third base. They're going to work on the scoreboard. I see the big ladder out there, so they might get a scoreboard before the end of the game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a line drive into left field. Smith comes in to score. Roy turns the corner at first, but give her an RBI single, Jerry, and it's a 2-run lead. Quite a battle there for that as Smith comes in.
And number 5, let's check.
That is Menace, Jerry.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Michaela Menace.
Did she catch yesterday?
She did for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
So meeting in the pitching circle for the Fife Trojans. Score is now 7-5. Fife on top. North Mason still at bat. One out, one on, one in. Boy, the wind's kind of shifted gears to behind
It
us.
sure has.
And it's got a little bit of a bite for some reason. What is this, May? Almost June. Oh, okay, maybe not quite that, but mid-May. So Michaela Minnis will step in for first time today. One in, one on, one out for the Bulldogs. 7-5 is the score. Fife with the lead, North Mason at bat. Here's the pitch on the way, shows bunt, bunts it foul. Strike one.
It felt good when that sun was out.
It's gone over the cloud. There's a big, bad cloud coming towards us there, Jerry. You see the gray cloud out there over the trees?
Yeah.
That's where our weather's coming from today. So 0-1 to Minnis. Pitch on the way, bunt up at the front. It'll be picked up, throw to first, get the runner there. On the play, though, Roy ends up at second base. And that's out number 2.
Okay, and now your leadoff hitter is up, and this is Kennedy Carson, the left fielder, and she is 0 for 3. She's due.
So 1 on, 2 out, 1 in for the Bulldogs. Here's the first pitch to Carson. Strike one called on that outside corner. Addison Roy's at second base.
And Taylor Madison is on deck.
Should Kennedy Carson reach? Here's the 0-1 outside. Ball
Good.
1-1-1.
Good eye.
Again, Addison Roy's at second base. 2 down, 1 in. 7-5 is their score. We're in the top of the 6th. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on, 1 in. Addison Roy's at second base. Kennedy Carson, the batter. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Boy, oh boy. Bulldogs do get one back. Fife coming up. They're leading by 2 runs. 7-5. Mason Webb TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Webb TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Webb TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Webb TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Well, Jerry, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-5 is their score. Fife with the lead, and the Trojans are coming up, and the wind kicks up. I'm waiting for this tent to take off, I gotta tell you, even though it's got some pretty good weights on it. So Bulldogs got 1 run back. Now they gotta slow down these Trojans here. Have to see what's going on the other games here. The semifinals also going on here today.
Leading off for the Fife Trojans is the center fielder, number 2, Ashlyn Monroe. And Ashlyn is 0 for 2, did have a walk back in the second, did score a run in the first.
All right. So Monroe will step in, wait for the first pitch from Roy. He was waiting for the sign from the dugout. Pitch in there for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. To Monroe. Leadoff batter for the Fife Trojans here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way. Ooh, looked good, but it's ball 2.
She tried to frame that too, you can tell.
Well, looked good from my glance up, I don't know. You know, catchers know what to do.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes they get warnings from the umpire, too. Here's a pitch on the way. Opposite inside corner, ball 3. So 3-0 to Monroe. Leadoff batter for the Fife Trojans, leading by 2 runs here. Bottom of the 6th, 7-5 is their score. Here's a pitch on the way from Roy to Monroe. Outside, and there's a walk. And Monroe will sprint down to first base, Jerry.
Yeah, now up is number 5, Caitlin Christensen, the shortstop. And Caitlin is 1 for 3, scored a run, had an RBI back in the also in the first inning. So she's 1 for 3.
Pitch on the way, shows bunt, goes foul. Ball 1. Monroe at first base.
Trying to advance that runner, Caitlin Christensen.
Trying to give some more cushion there. 2 runs just isn't enough.
She got her down for 1, and she has an RBI. You got her down for 2?
I haven't looked, Jerry. There's a bunt that goes foul. I haven't looked, Jerry. Sorry, you're asking me questions I don't have the answer to at this point.
Oh, okay.
You're expecting me to do one more thing. So 0-2, Christensen. Monroe at first base. Nobody out. Pitch on the way. Ooh, just missed. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Our watching audience, if anybody can multitask, if anybody can, Deidre can.
No, you can't.
But it's hard.
It's okay. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Gonna bounce into Smith. Throw to first to get the out there. Right? That wasn't out. But on the play, Monroe makes it over to second base. So 1 down. 1 on.
And now up is your catcher, and this is number 8, Mallory Robinson. And she is 1 for 3, has an RBI, a single, and scored the 3rd run for the Trojans.
There's a fly ball. It's going to drop into right field, shallow right field. Monroe just kind of jogs in for the run, and that makes it 8-5.
So give Mallory an RBI.
Yeah. Jogged in from second,
and Ashley Monroe is the one that scored on that.
Right. So 1 in.
Yep. And
1
now
out, 1 on. I'm sorry, 2 out? Is there 1 out, 2 out?
There is 1 out.
There's a fly ball headed to right field over the glove of Minison Wright. And here comes. There's a double. And, oh, boy, turning the corner and coming in and sliding in and scoring is going to be Robson. And on the play, ending up at third base now is Givens.
Yeah, give her a double. There's an error on the play.
Jerry, it's just a run scored.
Yeah, and the run
There's only
scored.
1 out, right, Jerry?
Yeah, there's only 1 out.
Wow.
You're correct. And that Mallory Robson scored.
Robson.
Yeah,
Robson.
I don't want to say Robinson.
I
yeah.
know, it's just too easy. And it's 9-5 now. Here's a pitch on the way to the batter, and this is number 4.
This is the left fielder, Brooke Lindenmuth. And Lindenmuth is 1 for 2, has a single, and also has a walk. Has an RBI also.
So the first pitch was a ball. Here's the next pitch to Lindenmuth. Swings and fouls that one off the screen.
I like
to the
that
right.
name, Lindenmuth.
Lindenmuth. So 1-1 the count. 2 in, 1 out, 1 on. Runner at third in Givens. Giving.
Yeah.
And no S. Boy, we like to add letters to your name. Here is the next pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball is going to drop into left field for a base hit. Here's another run coming in to score. And Lindenmuth has a double and an RBI. And it's now 10-5. Trojans bats coming to life here.
Yeah, they've scored 3 runs in this inning. And that's been off of 3 hits, a single and 2 doubles in a row. And now up is Sophia Payne, a second baseman, and she is 1 for 3, had a double back in the first.
There's a fly ball, gets into center right. Lindenmuth rounds third, heads home, no throw in, and that'll make it 11-5.
So give Sophia Payne a RBI. And now up is number 3, the third baseman, Zoe Strong. And Zoe is 1 for 3, has a single, scored a run back in the 5th.
And the Fife Trojans have broken this game open. 11-5 is their scores. A meeting in the pitching circle with the Bulldog infield. And it looks like maybe they got the scoreboard on, except there's 6 strikes on it. It's something. It's progress, right?
Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah, you know, it's this big facility to maintain here at the rack.
Yeah. The gentleman that runs this facility, I know very, very well, and he's my gardener.
Oh, is he? Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball that goes out of play over the heads.
And I have the deepest respect for him. He does just a fantastic job.
Oh, this is there's a lot of stuff here, folks. If you've
Yeah.
never been here, there's a lot of stuff to worry about. So that was a foul ball. So 0-1. Here's a pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball infield. Smith comes in to grab it, and it'll be out number 2. But 4 and 2 are out, one is on.
Yeah, now up is the pinch hitter, number 13, Frankie Wolfram. And Frankie is 1 for 3, has a single back in the 5th.
So 11-5 is their score. Here's the first pitch to Wolfram. Takes strike 1.
This is the 8th hitter this inning for the Trojans.
Payne is over there at first base. Foot on the bag. Here's the 0-1 to Wolfram. Strike 2 called. Hit that outside corner.
Good pitch.
So no balls, 2 strikes. Jerry, you got to hold that stuff down. The wind
I
just
know.
likes to blow. I told you, it just comes in big gusts tonight. Here's the 0-2 to Wolfram. She'll smack one to left field, and Carson will take it on a hot throw into third. And Strong is up safe there, and on second base is Wolfram.
Yeah, give Frankie a single on that. And now we have 2 runners in scoring position. Sophia Payne over at third, of course, and Frankie Wolfram on the throw advances to second. And now up is number 12, and this is Haley Ufer, the first baseman, and she's 0 for 3, Diedrich.
And we'll have a courtesy runner for Wolfram, and that will be number 9, Maya Bedell. So Bedell will be at second base. Payne is at third base. 2 out, 2 on, 5 in, excuse me. Here's a pitch on the way, and that'll be a foul off. So Ufer will take a couple more practice swings there. 4 or 5 runs are in here, Jerry?
I have 4.
4, okay, yeah.
Is it 11?
It's 11. Yeah. Do the math, and yeah, it's 11. Okay, 4 runs in. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. That's strike 2, 0-2.
Usually you're right, so I went back and double checked on that.
Yeah, you'll have, well, things are always wrong. We have like triple checking things, and we have one of our sources offline today. That's all right. So 0-2 the count to Ufer. Runners at second and third. Pitch on the way. It's going to be high, ball 1. 2 out, 2 on, 4 in. 11-5 is our score. Bottom of the 6th. Next pitch to Haley Ufer. Swing, and that one's fouled above our heads. And the count remains 1-2. Again, Bedell at second base, Payne at third for the Trojans. 2 out, 2 on, 4 in. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right over through the glove of Smith. 1 run comes in. Here comes Bedell to score another one, and that makes it 13-5 with 2 out. Now 1 on.
Frankie came in also, didn't she?
Yeah, they're 2 in. Well, it was Bedell for
yeah.
Frankie, but yeah.
Yep. And now up is your leadoff hitter. They batted around. This is a 10th hitter.
There's a swing and a miss.
And this is the center fielder, number 2, Ashlyn Monroe. And Ashlyn is 0 for 2, but she's scored 2 runs and has 2 walks.
There's a swing and a miss. Oh, actually going to be a foul tip, but 0-2 to Monroe. Ufer over there at first base. 2 out. 6 in. There's a line drive off the glove of Crowley, gloved by Taylor Madison. Throw to first just in time to get the out there, but the damage was definitely done in this one. And Fife leads 13-5. We head to the 7th. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
So we head to the 7th inning of play. Fife opened this game up 13-5.
Yeah, they had 6 runs on 6 hits, Diedrich.
Wow. So we did have a substitution. I'll try to track that down. Something about 2's in, 9's out. I don't know. We'll have to track it down here in a minute. But yeah, Bulldogs are got a lot of work to do here in the 7th inning.
Well, they've got a good person to lead off here, and this is Taylor Madison, the shortstop, who made a nice play on that last out.
Yeah, she did.
To get Fife out of the inning. And now she's up.
Yep.
And she is 0 for 3.
Bulldogs down to the last 3 outs. They're trailing 13-5. Here's the first pitch to Taylor Madison. Swing, the ground ball foul. Hits Taylor. It's 0-1. Last 2 innings have just kind of taken the wind out of all the Bulldog fans.
Yeah.
Jerry. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Madison, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Taylor Madison, leading things off for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 7th, outside ball 1. So 1-2 the count. Jenna Markison on deck. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, line drive, I should say, up center field. And Madison's on first base.
And now up is number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison. And Jenna has had a good night. She has gone on base all 3 times, scored the first run, had a single, and had a solo home run.
Yep, solo home run. Let's see if she can do it again. Get something in here. So 1 on, no outs for North Mason. Here's the first pitch to Markison. Outside, ball 1. Taylor Madison at first base. But they're still working on that scoreboard. At least it's lit.
Yeah.
There is one more game on this field tonight. Here's a pitch on the way. It's outside. Ball 2. 2-0. Throw to first, and Madison gets back safely. Ufer over there at first base for the Trojans. So here is the 2-0 to Markison. Taylor Madison at first base. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. I have the feeling they're kind of throwing around, trying to get around Markison here.
Yeah, Markison's had a good
tournament.
Yeah, she has a real good tournament. 2 home runs. Wow, yeah.
Well, here's the 3-0 to Jenna Markison. Swing and a fly ball center field. Is it out of here? It is out of here. 2-run shot for Jenna Markison. Center field again.
3rd home run. 2nd this inning. Or game.
Yeah.
Second this game.
Makes it 13-7. Nobody out for the Bulldogs here.
Well, we know the Bulldogs. They don't like to give up.
And here is Cheyenne Imlay. Fans are saying not over, not over.
Yeah, and she is 1 for 3. Has done a nice job behind the plate for the Trojans tonight. Had a double in the first inning.
So
Sydney Imlay up.
So 2 in, nobody out, nobody on and nobody out for the Bulldogs. Imlay will wait for the first pitch. Outside ball, what? Giving has gone the distance here. Here's the next pitch on the way for strike 1. 1-1 to count. So she has 9 strikeouts on the day, does Giving. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
So 1-1 to Imlay. Sydney Imlay. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1-2. Say 1-2 before it's 1-1, now it's 1-2. Never mind. Nobody out, nobody on. 2 in for the Bulldogs here. Top of the 7th. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 2, so 2-2 to count. To Sydney Imlay. When I was coming in, Jerry, I think it was Sydney that got out of the Imlay vehicle. It was dropped off personally to the end of the game. I don't know if she missed the van too here or what the deal was, but yeah, it was interesting to see her get out of the truck with Imlay printing. There's a swing and a miss, and that's out to number 1 for the Bulldogs.
Well, I'll tell you the story behind that. She is on a tournament team that was playing today, but she did not play, just went and watched.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's the story
That's
behind
probably
that.
why she came in an individual vehicle. I'm glad you know these things. How do you know these things, Jerry? You're just all-knowing source. Here's Aubrey Dunham.
I'm Mr. Trivia.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Dunham. Jerry is pretty nosy, too.
I am very noisy. Nosy.
Noisy Jerry. No, he just talks to everybody, so he finds out stuff. I'm busy fighting equipment, and he's over there chatting with everybody. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1 to Aubrey Dunham. What's Aubrey done today, Jerry? Except play a pretty mean first base.
Yeah, she's done well. We glad to see that she's got some mobility. I like that.
Here's the 1-1 to Aubrey Dunham. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2.
I just hope she keeps it up this summer and keeps up the physical therapy and running in the water like we've talked.
Yeah.
Her and I've had a couple talks.
So 1 out, nobody on. 2 in for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 7th. They're trailing 13-7. Aubrey Dunham with a 1-2. Smacks one center field high. It's gonna, nice job out there by Monroe to get to that ball and made sure she caught it by cupping it. And it's out number 2.
Yeah, and now up is number 13, Adriana Crowley, the third baseman. And Adriana's having a good game. She's 2 for 3, 2 singles, and scored a run.
So 2 down. Nobody on. 2 in for North Mason here. Top of the 7th. Here's the first pitch to Adriana Crowley. It's ball 1. I don't see any indication of who is playing next here on this field against the winner of this game. Here's the next pitch is ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Adriana Crowley. 13-7 is their score. Fife on top. North Mason at bat. Top of the 7th. 2 outs. 2 in. Here's a pitch on the way. Ground ball, chopper back to third. It's bobbled there off the glove. Throw to first. Oh, she's safe. She beat it out. She dove it out. And there's a runner at first with 2 down. Adriana Crowley on first.
But unfortunately, I got to give it an error.
You got to give it an error. Yeah.
That was nice hustle, though.
Jerry, you're becoming a purist in this game.
Oh, I know it. I apologize.
Adriana Crawley at first base.
Let's see. This is
Madeline Smith, yeah.
Yeah, Madeline is the second baseman, and she is 0 for 3.
This pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball headed to right field, deep up against the fence, making adjustments, grabbing it out there for the out will be Burris, and that is it for the ball game, folks. Fife pulls away in the end. Final score, 13-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Well, it's a final at the rack in Lacey. The Fife Trojans pull away in the end from the North Mason Bulldogs and knock them off 13-7. Fife goes on to play for a chance to make the state tournament. That'll come up here in about 15 minutes. I believe it's going to be on this field, but they might have to move it because the scoreboard's still not working here. And I don't know who they're playing. It's either Franklin Pierce or Olympic. Be interesting if 2 Trojans face off. But Jerry's got some. Are you done with your totals there?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
I do. Thank you. All right. North Mason had 7 runs on 8 hits. Taylor Madison was 1 for 4. Jenna Markison was 3 for 4 with 2 home runs. Wow. Sydney Emily was 1 for 4 with a double. Adriana Crowley was 2 for 4. Addison Roy was 1 for 3, and that adds up to 8 hits. And as we could tell, Jenna Markison had quite a tournament. Proud of her. Okay, now let's go to Fife. And Fife had 13 runs on 14 hits. Caitlin Christensen was 1 for 4. Mallory Robson was 2 for 4. Mallory Giving was 3 for 4 with a double. Brooke Lindenmuff was 2 for 3 with a double. Sophia Payne was 2 for 4 with a double. Zoe Strong was 1 for 4. Frankie Wolfman was 2 for 4. And Haley Ufer was 1 for 4 for a total of 14 hits. So Yeah, it's too bad that it ends up this way, but you know what? They're going to be strong next year. They lose one senior on the starting lineup.
Well, a couple of them, Crowley and Markison, Crowley, and
is Crowley a senior?
I believe so. There was 3 of them in the pitching center circle with a nice little hug at the end.
Oh,
I don't know if you noticed that. Anyways, so Jerry.
Thank you, Deidre, for letting me come out and help you.
Yeah, sure.
I appreciate you.
So again, the winner, Fife, will take on either Franklin Pierce or Olympic, and I haven't checked to see, and I don't see any team colors around here. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to be Franklin Pierce because there's red out there on the field. So Franklin Pierce will be facing off here against the Fife Trojans, see who gets one of the 4 spots in state. So obviously the championship is going to go between Port Angeles and Olympic at the same time as this game here, 7:15. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs season has come to an end, but a good season.
Yeah.
Made it to the 3rd round of the...
And they did some good things in the playoff.
Yeah.
You know, that first game against Washington High School was probably the best game they played this season, 16-0.
Yeah.
That was a statement that was made by Steve Valley, and I would totally agree with him. We saw Addison Roy. She did a nice job overall. You know, it's tough to go out and throw 3 games in a tournament.
It is.
2 especially back-to-back.
Okay, well, this will end our coverage of high school sports or spring sports here on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. In the fall, we will have high school football for you. Meanwhile, our next broadcast is Saturday, March 31st, with the Mason County Forest Festival Paul Bunyan Grand Parade.
Oh,
Jeff Slakey and probably somebody from the PUD3 will be doing the announcing at the PA and on the online. I'll be running the cameras with, I'm told, some help from some Shelton High School students on that. That'll be very interesting to see how that'll have. So that'll do it for us, unless Jerry has something else to add.
No, I want to thank the viewing audience for watching us, and I want to thank the sponsors for all their help this year.
So I want to thank Jerry Apple for his help with today's broadcast, yesterday's broadcast, all season long for the baseball and softball, for basketball, for football. Going back several years now.
Oh, I enjoy it.
All right, then we're going to thank you, Jerry, for that. Final score again, Fife 13, North Mason 7. You've been watching high school sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.